It's great that you can be with us today as we look at Psalm 19. This is a favorite of mine that highlights both the universe that God has created for us to live in and enjoy, and His Word that He's given to help us understand how to live and enjoy it properly. The opening 6 verses extol the awe-inspiring wonders of the universe. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims His handiwork. Their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. They speak volumes without words of the wisdom and power of the one who created them. They've been observed and studied for as long as humans have walked the earth, and they will never cease to fascinate and amaze us. For millennia, most people thought of the sun, moon, and stars as living, godlike beings, and they worshiped them in ignorance instead of the one who created them all. They were thankful for the light and the warmth they provided, for the rains that watered their crops and the pleasant breezes that refreshed them. But these gods were fickle masters who had to be appeased, or dire things might happen to them. But the true God didn't let the knowledge of who He was be lost forever. He revealed Himself to one family and their descendants, promising blessings to come that would be for all peoples. This psalm was written centuries after that blessing was first given to Abraham, and centuries before it would be fulfilled when God came to actually live among us, and through His death and resurrection make it possible for us to truly become children of God. David didn't know the details of what was to come, but he understood that God wasn't found in the physical objects He created and wasn't to be represented by them as idols to be worshipped. They revealed a God worthy of our highest praise, but it was through the Word that God revealed to Abraham, Moses, and others, and even to David himself, that His people could best understand and relate to Him. He was not some distant, fickle being simply to be feared and appeased, but a wise, loving master who showed them a better way to live and to relate to one another, and to make use of the world that He gave them to enjoy. David took the time to study and understand the laws that God had provided to govern His people, and he had clearly come to recognize that they weren't oppressive regulations, but rules that led to a good life. Laws that revived the soul, made wise the simple, rejoiced the heart, enlightened the eyes, warned them of dangers, and ultimately provided great rewards for those who lived by them. Jesus provided a concise summary of those laws over 1,000 years later. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments depend all the law and the prophets. We too will be richly rewarded when we seek to follow those commandments ourselves.